Alright gang, welcome back to our one-tile challenge here on Calm Lands. Today, going to be a bit of a maintenance day, but we're also going to put another field down on the ground. Now, we're not going to actually drill that field, but we're at least going to plow up that field. And what we're going to do is take away more of the grass field. I know we've been taking away a lot of the grass, but we kind of said that to begin with, right? We were going to utilize the grass as much as we could early on, and then once we've had a little bit more of a solidified... I do not think I should do this, actually. I think I tried this last time and it was a disaster. Alright, well, the next pallet here, I'll just put it in front of it. Yeah, so eventually, we're always going to have some grass, but it's not going to be, obviously, the size that we currently have here now. Now, is it the smartest thing to do? Yet to be figured out, right? I think certainly during the winter months, we're going to have a little bit of a hardship on things to do as we continue to carry on here. But maybe we'll figure something out. Who knows? Alright, that was a little bit better that time, Z. Good job, buddy. Get it together. So we're just going to stack this up over here. We are almost out of... brood crawfish, so we have to get some more of that. We're almost out of road salt additive. We need to get some more of that. The next stage of the house is ready to go. It is cement. A lot of cement. It's going to cost us about $5 grand, I think. Maybe a little bit more. So not really the most ideal. But we do have a little bit of money to play with, just not a ton. So we'll be able to get by. We also have the couple pallets of fine salt. That if we absolutely have to, we can sell. Trying to keep these until it's the best time to sell them, if at all possible, but if we need them, if we're in dire straits, we certainly can do so. We also have some silage today to sell, which is going to be good. That's probably going to pay for the cement bags we have to put down. Ooh, don't go too far. Ooh. Perfect. All right. So we get the clothes in there. I'm going to drive over here now. We're going to flood the field here for the crawfish. Again, we want to try to make sure they're not getting burnt. We have some more grass here, just weeded up grass that we can mow today as well, that we probably will do. We'll just kind of pick up all this stuff here, right, that we haven't mowed yet. It's not going to give us a ton, but it's a little bit of extra income for next month. Now, March next month, we will actually be able to start doing stuff. What I would like to do... well, quite frankly, what I would like to do is buy a planter of some sort. The planters we currently have, we cannot afford. I'm going to have to go out into Mod Hub and see what I can find between now and the next episode. Because in March, we can plant sunflowers. And what I would ideally like to do is make that field right there sunflowers. And then the new field we're getting ready to create today, I want to turn that into corn. As I mentioned, I kind of want to split things up a little bit, and what I mean by that more specifically than anything else, I want to have some different harvest stages and drilling stages, because right now we've got quite a few fields, and we're having to do pretty much all the work for them in a finite 4 or 5 month period. I'd like to spread that out a little bit more if we can. If we can spread that out a little bit further, it would help us overall be able to kind of expand or extend out some of the things we're doing, and we won't have to, you know, deal with so much at the same time and kind of ignore other things, if that makes sense. Because what we were essentially doing when that was happening is we were ignoring the grass fields, we were ignoring pretty much everything, because that was really the only thing we had time to do. So I kind of want to even that out a little bit more if we can. Because we missed a couple stages there where we could have mowed that grass. Actually, you know what? Let's sell the silage. We could have mowed the grass at the same time and probably got another harvest out of the grass fields. But we couldn't do it. We just didn't have the time. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. It's pretty good here, all things considered. Bit of a shameless plug. I'm trying to... I haven't been able to do a video on my other channel for quite a while. The link's down below if you're interested in it, but starting it back up. I'm going to try to do 1, maybe 2 a week if at all possible. Now that things are hopefully slowing down a little bit for me. Granted, I did mention I do have a work trip coming up here in a couple weeks, but it's only for a couple of days, so it really shouldn't harm anything. So, if something you're interested in, shameless plug, I do have a link down below to my other channel. We'll be doing a playthrough of Doom, the newest Doom game, the Dark Ages. Pretty excited about it. I'm a big Doom fan. Obviously I grew up with what kids now call the boomer shooter age, right? That's what I grew up in. So Doom and Quake and games like that are right up my alley. Now, that's obviously this is a new version of Doom, right? It's not essentially what they call a boomer shooter anymore. It's not a pixelated boomer shooter anymore. It's a realistic, really good-looking graphical presentation, but it is still based off of what you would call a boomer shooter at this point. Two pallets of clothes, lots of crawfish, as you saw. Both of those are going to be around the exact same time. I think the clothes is April. Technically, the crawfish is May. But somewhere in there, we're going to be selling all of that, which is going to be good. That'll be a nice jolt of funds that we will desperately need at that point, because we're not going to have a harvest or anything for a while. I've also mentioned that I would like to, and this is still the goal, put down some kind of a mill, right? So we can utilize the flour. Or I say utilize the flour, make some flour, which will give us a little bit more money than just selling the wheat and the oat and the barley outright. Just continuing to try to progress a little bit more here and make ourselves a little bit more money in the process is what we're kind of focusing on doing at this point. Now, as we carry along, and I mentioned as we get rid of more and more grass area and more land, and we're just kind of waiting on crops to be ready to be done, episodes are going to be... Some episodes are probably going to be shorter than they normally have been. That's just because there's not going to be a whole lot for us to do. Now, what could I do? I could skip months. I've mentioned many times in a challenge like this, it's not something I like to do. If I have to do it, that's one thing, right? If it's a situation where there's absolutely nothing for us to do and I don't want to do a video just to make a video, right? That's kind of pointless. Then I guess we will. But still, I want to try to figure out ways to go around not having to do that, if at all possible. I know that may sound weird and dumb, but it just to me seems a little cheaty, I guess. If we're in a challenge and all of a sudden, you know, well, I have nothing to do here. I need to wait till the next month so I can get more money and I can sell this for the best price. It just seems a little cheaty, right? You might as well just skip 6 months and just go sell the stuff when it's best to sell it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it just seems like it takes away the challenge of the series, I guess is how I'll put it. So if we ever do skip one, if we ever do break the rule and skip one, it'll be just literally 1 month. Excuse me, just lost my voice for a second. We will just skip for 1 month. We're not going to skip... Man, I lost my voice completely. We'll just skip for 1 month and not 2 or 3 or something like that. That's the first time that's happened in a while. Still not fully back. There we go. Gotta take a drink. Alright, let's put this back over here. Ooh, actually, you know what? We've got to get the crawfish broodstock, and we've got to get the road salt additive. I'm going to hold on to it for now. Because we want kind of a counterweight, and this is a really good counterweight. Because it's such a long... extension, right? It really helps with the weight distribution. So let's head on up here, and while we're going up this way, let's just take a look here. That's a pretty nice Bednar, but yeah, we don't need that anymore. Nothing out there for us, unfortunately, in the used market. Such is my normal life. I got very lucky there. I think, well, twice, I guess. We got lucky, really lucky, with the rice harvester. And then the mower was just a nice addition, right? We didn't necessarily need that, but I had mentioned many times that I wanted to kind of make upgrades to that process because it was taking a while to do all 3 jobs, right? We basically combined 3 jobs into one. Granted, that mower itself is not very wide, but it does save us a lot of time. A lot of time. All right, so let's buy what we need here. I always forget where these are. Where are they? I think they're down here in... No. Miscellaneous? Crawfish broodstock, that's one. That's what we need there. We'll just buy one for now, I think. It's $500. We kind of want to save the money for the time being. And then we got to find this road salt additive. I don't remember where it was. You would think I'd have all this memorized by now, but I don't. Here it is. Luckily, this is not very expensive, right? It's less than $1,000 for both of those, so it's not bad. Let's get these back to the farm. All right, let's be careful not to sell anything here, Z, like you did with the rice saplings. It'll be all right. Perfect. Snuck right on past there. All right, so we drop this off. Then after that's done, I think we're going to start working on the field over here for the what will eventually be corn, as I mentioned. I think I'm going to make it relatively large. Relatively large is probably a, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's not the right word to use, but I want it probably to be bigger than the field we have over there, which I think is that our oat field? I don't even remember now. But anyway, that field over there, we want it to be a little bit bigger than that one. I still want a decent amount of grass over here for the time being. We need it. Obviously, we have sheep, right? So we need it, but... Thank you. But yeah, I want it to be kind of a larger field, because... we're really only going to have two fields of kind of the sunflowers and the corn, right, for the most part. So I want it to kind of be a larger field. And the other thing to kind of think about here... Ooh, I think I need to lift this up in the air, don't I? Yeah, I do. Okay. We've got to get a header, which, not a big deal, right? The header is really not that big of a deal to get for the corn and the sunflowers, but that's another expense we got to think about as well. Obviously, we've got some time. That's not going to be anything that has to be done today, or even anywhere in the near future, but it is still something we have to factor in. Alright, so that's done. It's not... The amount of money we get out of the silage, by the way, is not quite going to get us the entirety of paying for all of the cement bags we have to put in. There's a lot of cement bags we have to put in there. A lot. As a matter of fact, let's just go do the cement bags now. Let's just see what kind of money we're left with. Rain's going to be coming soon, which is not good. I probably shouldn't plow when it rains, but as a matter of fact, when is the rain coming? I don't know that answer. Not till 1500. We'll be alright. We'll be alright. We'll probably be done with the episode by then. More than likely. Everyone seemed, for the most part, to like my little addition here, and this was mostly an agreement with everyone in the comments anyway. So, yeah, to get 10 bags, it's going to cost us $5,250, and that's what we need. We need 10,000 liters of cement. And each of these, I'm assuming, is 1,000 liters. I don't know why it wouldn't be. I guess we can figure that out. Yeah, 1,000 liters. So I don't know how many it'll actually let me buy at a time. Probably not many. 2? Yeah, 2 at a time. Okay. Well, that's fine. We can at least start putting this in there, because I want to continue this progress here of getting this house built. Mostly because, you know, it is... Well, that area over there is kind of a prime spot for us to continue to expand and do other things in, productions or whatever it is we decide to do. So the faster I get this done, the faster I can get rid of the house over there, and we can start working on making that upgrade over there in that section, if that makes sense, right? The longer it takes, the longer we're going to be in this same spot here, where we're, you know, kind of just taking up this land over here, where all of this is not really going to be utilized. Well, maybe it is, but I wouldn't suspect it to be, because when I did a construction project before, yeah, only 2 is allowed. That's all it allows me to do. When I did a construction project before in the Survival Challenge series that ended recently, You know, that one, obviously, it had a massive amount of space it was taking up, but I wonder why that was. My forks were not completely spread apart for some reason. That's why I wasn't able to pick those up as easy as I normally would. Anyway, when I was doing the construction project on the Survival Challenge series with the log cabin, the square for where it was working was much larger than it actually ended up being when it was complete. Does that make sense? I think it does. Hopefully it does. We are running out of money here. Now, I don't know if this is going to be kind of the same situation as the construction project was for the log cabin. This is a much smaller house, so I don't really know what to expect. I'm assuming it's going to be, or take less resources. I could be wrong, though. It might be the same. I don't know. But I guess we'll find out. The log cabin that we put in was massive. Truly massive. This one is... yeah, I don't know if I would say it's a normal size house. I guess it is, in today's standards. Alright, should just be a couple more here and we should be done. That's got us to 7,893, so we need 2 more bags, basically. I think I did my math right. So yeah, we ended up not being able to pay for it with the silage, but that's alright. We should be able to, like I said, whether it's today's episode or the next episode, whatever it ends up being. The grass, the weeded grass we have kind of around the yard here, I guess just around the land in general, should produce at least another probably $1,000 from silage, hopefully. Right, so that should be good now. It is perfect. Actually, I think this is going to be one of those weird, awkward things where it needs 1 liter of cement. So you have to buy a whole other bag of cement because it's 1 liter short for some reason. I don't know why it does that. We'll let it go for a while. We'll see what happens, I guess, when we get closer. We'll probably know. Well, maybe we won't. I don't know. It might not be done by then. I'm going to drop off the forks here. For the time being, I'm just going to leave them here. I know I kind of keep moving them all over the place. I just don't really know where I want to put these. There's not really a great spot for them. They're always in the way no matter where I put them. Ooh, actually, I think sheep need water. Let's do the water first before I forget, because I will forget. And then we'll do the... We'll actually create a new field then. Let's just make sure the sheep are okay first. That looks pretty dry. Like bone dry. Definitely was bone dry, so I'm glad we did that. Completely would have forgot about them if I didn't do that. I'm just going to top off the salt productions here as well. Because why not? We're here, why not? Man, they took a lot. I thought they were relatively okay, but that took a lot. And the large one's fine. This one, it's fine now. We can continue to top it off in the next episode. I'm not going to just run around in circles and top it off again. We've done that many times. So let's just park this here. Let's grab the plow. And we'll get started here on making what will be a cornfield. I was coming over here to grab the plow, and I just thought of something. We don't need to plow this. It's already been plowed. As well, it depends, I guess. If we get a direct drill planter or not, I guess. Is there a direct drill planter? I don't know. There might not be. So maybe we do need to plow it. But I think I'll hold off on plowing it for the time being. But what we can do is kind of separate the field out if it is a direct drill. I was thinking kind of keeping it with this line here, but I don't necessarily know if that's going to be much bigger than this one. Not that that's necessarily a problem. I did say I want to make it a little bit bigger, though. Excuse me. Maybe we try to run it with this line? I mean, that's not bad. Let's try that. Let's get the paint out here. Just want to find the grass paint. We're just going to make a small little... Nothing major. Nothing crazy. Just a line going down here to kind of help separate it. We might make a bigger one than that. But for the time being, this is going to work. My controller keeps moving over to the right on me. I'm a little nervous that we're going to screw it up. I'm trying to keep this a straight line as much as possible here. Okay, that's about as straight as it's ever going to be for sure. It's probably enough to you know, have the line separation there, but we'd probably want it to be a little bit bigger, kind of like that maybe. So maybe we do one more. I'm going to go this way with it. Again, nothing crazy, just enough to do the trick, right? That works for me. Perfect. All right, so that's separated out now. Those should be two separate fields. This is still plenty of room for grass, and we could obviously, honestly, we can make another smaller field like right here, and then just this could be our grass field eventually. But you never know. We might change our mind on that too. You never know. There's a bit of grass I missed right there. Whoops. Okay, so that's done. Now, what are we going to do? Well, we need to, no matter what we do, we need to fertilize the grass field, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. Now, I do know there is a planter out there that is super cheap. It is a very, very, very small indeed width. I think it's like a 2-meter width. Don't think that's really what we want for a planter. I don't mind having a smaller... oh, that's lime. Whoops. Maybe we should just go buy a pallet then. Yeah, I think we'll go buy a pallet. Now, what you know, realistically, what I would like to do, is have some kind of planter that's 4-ish, 5 meters would be ideal. I think those are super expensive, so I don't think we're going to be able to afford that. We might not. I mean, 136 liters, I feel like we're going to need some. We might not need it, though. Well, I'm going to go up here anyway. I guess I'll buy one. Why not? I mean, we've got $12,000. It's not a ton of money, but we've got some money. So let's buy a pallet. We're going to need it anyway here in the next episode or the following episode. We're going to need it. So there may have been some fertilizer in the drill, but we're going to need that too soon, so... All right, that is all done, and I actually fertilized a little bit of what is going to be the cornfield. I did it on purpose. I'm going to run a test myself. It required me to waste a little bit of fertilizer doing it, but that's all right. I'm just going to run a test and see something. I want to see if something works. I'm not going to give anything else away other than that in case it doesn't work, so then I don't look dumb, but I'm going to try something. And then perhaps when the time comes to drill the cornfield, we'll be able to show it if it does work. If it doesn't work, then none the worse for wear, except for the fact that I wasted, I don't know, 60 liters of solid fertilizer. So we're going to pick up the grass here, or pick up the grass. We're going to mow the grass and pick it up here, and put this into our silage pole, as I like to call it. You know, going to be a little bit of extra money, a little bit of extra income that's going to be much needed, given the fact of what we've done so far today, what we've had to purchase, and the fact that we don't really have any major income coming back to us until April, May. One other thing that I've talked about in the past, and you know, eventually we want to get there, is the stone, right? The stone pickup. I downloaded. I have a mod that I put in that is a little bit cheaper. I did test it out. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not sure we're going to utilize it or not. I might just wait because I don't really like it. It is extremely slow. The width is not sufficient in my eyes. And this tractor has a hard time pulling it with it being only two-wheel drive. So, if we do decide to utilize it, we're going to need another tractor before we do so. So it's going to be a bit longer than I had initially planned for getting rid of these rocks off the fields. Now, really what I want to do with that is turn those rocks into lime. I want to have a lime production. Now, there is a small lime production we can utilize. We likely will utilize. That can help us with that. But, obviously, as I mentioned, that's a little ways off because we have other issues we're dealing with at current stance with just specifically not having a four-wheel drive tractor. Is issue one. Whoa! Way to go there, Z. Way to go, buddy. She didn't think I was going to get stuck or hit that, but evidently I did. I thought I was going to be far enough to the right to not really get affected by that. Whoops. So there's not a ton of grass here, but, you know, it's something. So it's going to be able to give us a little bit of income next month, which is, you know, desperately going to be needed. We spent quite a lot today on you know, just maintenance stuff that has to be done. Brood stock and road salt additive, etc. Those things have to be done because that's, you know, providing us with some funds here. Sorry about the camera angle. I'm just trying to make sure I don't hit anything. It's easier for me to do it that way sometimes than more traditional. So we've already got 7,841 liters in here, so I feel like that's pretty good. Given this is, you know, not great grass, right? All right, that's all done. We ended up getting 13,515 liters out of that. I feel like that's pretty good, man. I feel like that's really good, actually. we'll drop that off there, and gang, we're going to leave the episode at this point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would greatly appreciate it if you smash the like and the subscribe button for me. Both those things help me out an absolute ton. Thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, let me know down below. Thanks so much to my members. If you want to become one, links in the description. Discord's down there. Everything you need, as always, it's down there below. And yeah, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching.